Disclaimer, if you want to watch Luca, you might want to come back to this later, as this video contains spoilers for the movie. Otherwise, thank you and continue on.
Man, all my homies hate Bruno. If I ever see Bruno on the streets, it's gonna be on sight with these tiny ass, bony ass, gremlin hands of mine, so Bruno best stay away from this video if he values his life. Ha ha ha! Look, I already know what y'all are thinking. Woggy, you're supposed to be an anime channel. Why are you making yet another video about something that's not even anime related? In fact, why are you even making a video about a Disney movie of all things? Because, my dear lovely underling, this is my channel where I talk about everything that piques my interest. And Luca is the most wholesome, cutest shit I've seen since Umara-chan, so I'll be damned if I don't gush more than a fruit snack about this film. Come on, you know I've already stroked your curiosity, even if it's just a tad little bit.
Luca is Disney Pixar's latest entry in their catalog of movies, having just dropped on June 18th, which, by the way, happy belated Pride Month, you cuties. Mwah. The story takes place in seaside town of Porto Rosso, where its residents believe in sea monsters, but it just so happens that our main character is Luca, a wide-eyed young sea monster who dreams of going through the change so he can explore all of what the surface world has to offer. So it's practically destiny when Luca ends up crossing paths with Alberto, a fellow sea monster his age who lives on the land scavenging for human trinkets in kind of a Little Mermaid-like way, as there are things that fascinate him. The two end up becoming fast friends over their shared interest in the idea of a Vespa being able to take them anywhere, but when Luca's parents disapprove of both Luca's thirst for knowledge and Alberto's influence, they plan to send him away. To prevent this from happening, the boys come up with a solution to hide out in the monster hunting town of Porto Rosso, as they both continue to enjoy their summer along with the plans of getting themselves a Vespa so they can run away together. Despite Luca being completed during a lockdown, you never would have guessed it, because even with the quarantine restrictions, the team behind the film was able to make this gorgeous movie with a whimsical tale on the level of Ghibli with flying colors. Now, when I tell you I love this movie, that couldn't be any more of an understatement of the century, because after watching it, I couldn't help but load it up again the next day and rewatch it. At this point, I've seen Luca 5 more times since. Which really just begs the question of what makes this movie so good that's made me rewatch it over and over again, and that's a question I have prepared many answers for. For starters, the animation is so fluid and fun to watch on screen, especially with the style, which I mentioned earlier by saying it gives off some Ghibli vibes, which if you didn't know already, actually gave some inspiration to Luca, and it's only more apparent with the concept art. Plus, I can't forget how perfectly animated the characters' expressions are, just perfectly memey and hilarious. But I also can't forget how fantastical Luca's dream sequences look with how gorgeous and creative they are, some of the best parts of the movie, no doubt. Plus, the small details I noticed upon rewatching were pretty cool, like how at the beginning of the movie when the fishermen threw their harpoons at Alberto, we think they missed, but if you look close enough, we will see that Alberto actually has a wound from where he got hit. Another neat one is that before Luca and Alberto sneak into Porto Rosso, we see that there's a bike right next to the boat they're hiding behind, and that bike ends up being the very same one that Luca uses later in the movie. I for real was losing my shit with my friends during my third viewing with how funny some scenes were with expressions alone, and if I could, I'd give every animator who worked on this a pat on the back and a big old kiss on the lips for making me laugh so much during repeated viewings. Another great thing about Luca is its characters with how well written they are, and it's really endearing to watch them rub off on each other, like when Julia's enthusiasm rubs off on Luca, to which he uses her too much line, or how Luca's good kid act influences Alberto to be more polite rather than just acting before he thinks. There's plenty of other instances of them all getting each other's quirks, and it just makes them all so wholesome and sweet. They're just so precious and I love them very much. My favorite character is probably to no one's surprise is Alberto. Like, how could you just look at him and not adore him? Watching him and Luca have a blast building Vespas and just goofing around made me have fun as I quickly grew fond of the friendship they have together. Alberto isn't an angel though, and is quick to grow jealous of how close Julia and Luca are getting with each other because my boy ain't ready to become somebody that you used to know.
Stop it. Get some help.
Now, that doesn't mean I don't enjoy the other characters just as much as Alberto, because Luca is just such a sweet kid with a hunger for knowledge and a deep love for his friends that can give anybody a toothache, and Julia's the kind of spunky, high-energy girl we honestly need more of because I'll never get tired of characters like her. We also can't forget that Massimo is just amazing. It made me so happy to see him and Alberto form a familial bond. It had me crying in the club at how well executed it was. And I haven't really seen much talk about Luca's mom, which is honestly surprising, as I thought she was a riot.
it. With her knocking kids on their asses, and her dolphin impression is just iconic. With the characters being as great as they are, it just made me that much more emotional during the hard-hitting scenes in the movie. I teared up like crazy at least 3 or 4 times during my rewatching with how impactful they were to me. Like the entire scene where Alberto tries to out him and Luca as sea monsters, which was just soul crushing to watch, and even more so when Luca at the moment acts like he's just as shocked as Julia, and I'm gonna level with y'all on the discourse in this scene. People are quick to pick sides during the scene on who's more in the wrong, and really, they're both in the wrong here. Alberto never should have tried outing Luca just to prove a point, and even though I understand his concerns and fears on why he'd even do so, it still wasn't right of him. On the other side of the coin, we have Luca, who's wrong for calling Alberto a sea monster instead of trying to defend him, along with not going after him once he swims away. Quick side note, all you artists out there drawing AUs of Alberto actually getting harpooned in that scene, do you know how many tears you have cost me? Like, it's so painful. Your art is amazing and I love all of you, but stop making me cry so much about 2 fish boys. But we can't forget an important detail about this. Luca and Alberto are 13 and 14 respectively. They aren't going to be adults in this situation, especially when they're so high-strung on their emotions, meaning we can't just expect them to be able to handle it correctly. Truly though, the scene that got me the most, besides the ending obviously, is during the final stretch of the race. Alberto gets captured by Ercole, but Luca doesn't even hesitate to reach out to him. No Silenzio, Bruno, no thinking, just actions. And it really shows Luca's growth as a character and how much he cares about Alberto by throwing away both his safety and his chance at going to school just to make sure he's okay. I can't forget about how Luca's wonderful soundtrack only adds to the wowability factor of the film. Just Mr. Dan Romer, thank you for your amazing work. The music is just so full of life and captures the feeling of each scene in the movie spot on, and it's definitely become one of my favorite film soundtracks. I was actually going to buy the art book for Luca because of how obsessed I am with the art style, but the art book is completely sold out on Amazon, and the Funko Pops are also pretty sought out for, and though I ain't the biggest fan of Funkos like I used to be, these cuties just make me want to collect them all because they're so precious. And how could I possibly forget the major success that is the McDonald's toys, which are so derpy looking but so charming. I couldn't even list the number of times I've seen people drowning or freezing their Luca and Alberto toys on TikTok, but my humor is pretty broken, so it makes me laugh like an idiot every time. If I had to make one complaint about Luca, which by the way isn't a very serious one since I enjoy the movie too much to care about it, but I still want to address it anyway, and that's how quickly everyone in town accepted him as sea monsters. I feel like it should have been more of a mixed bag of people both being accepting and disapproving, but then again, Massimo did scare off some of the people that weren't quite sure how to feel, and well, yeah, I wouldn't want to get on Massimo's bad side either. But hey, maybe if we get a sequel, that disapproving side can be explored more, because there's no doubt in my mind that Luca won't get another movie, especially with how popular it is in both the eyes of the people and the matters of sales. Hell, Disney Plus even put out a survey asking fans if they'd be interested in seeing another movie with the characters and world of Luca, so it's a pretty high possibility. Luca has quickly become one of my all-time favorite movies, as well as a new comfort, not only to me but many others, with its enjoyable story reminiscent of childhood summers, goofy relatable characters, gorgeous animation / stunning scenery, and a stellar soundtrack. If you haven't seen Luca, I seriously implore you to do so. This is the most fun I've had with a movie since Into the Spider-Verse. Oh yeah, before you click off, I just wanted to say that these fish, kinda Italian if you ask me. Also pretty gay.
Wow.